again, it is conducted for engineering, architecture, humanities, all these streams. Fine. Now, before moving ahead, let us understand what is the benefit of GATE. There are two benefits. One is for your job purposes, okay? The other is for post graduation or higher education. So, after, let's say, you've completed your graduation and you want to pursue post graduation, so you appear for GATE. So, once you qualify this examination and you get into your IITs or NITs through the GATE score, you are given a stipend, a monthly stipend of 12,400 per month. In case if you've already completed your post graduation also and want to pursue PhD, okay, and you've qualified GATE, so then you are awarded around 30 to 30 as a stipend in your PhD for the first 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and after that, if you also are qualified and you apply for the Prime Minister Research Fellowship, the stipend increases to 78,000 per month. Okay. And other than that, it is helpful in government jobs. Now, government jobs primarily is with respect to the public sector undertakings, PSUs that are there. Yes. So, post graduation and PhD. In post graduation, again, with a GATE score, you can get into the IITs, NITs, or even SPAs. Now, SPAs have, again, in their process of admitting students, they have earlier they used to completely rely on GATE scores, SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada. However, now with the JAP PG program that they have for admissions, they give only 10% weightage to GATE score. But again, that is also counted in their total marks for SPAs, right? So with a good GATE score, you have IITs, NITs, and these SPAs. Also, certain government funded institutes like IISC or Indian Institute of Remote Sensing as well admit students on the basis of GATE score. Without a GATE score, again, you have the state government colleges or private colleges for your post graduation. In terms of the government job that is there, so certain PSUs like Airport Authorities of India recruits students based on their GATE score. Now, again, this is not something that happens every year precisely. So, in the last 2, 3 years, it has happened continuously for 2 years. However, this keeps on changing for airport authorities. Fine. And another, other than that, one major advantage of GATE is that it helps you prepare for any of the state government exams related to architecture and planning. Okay. Now let us move ahead and try and understand the exam pattern and the details for GATE. So the examination is for a total of 100 marks. Now, if you see this year in 2027, okay, IIT Madras is going to conduct the GATE examination. They have changed the syllabus a bit. However, the marking pattern and the marking scheme, the paper pattern, none of that has changed. So that still remains the same as it was earlier. So the total paper is going to be of 100 marks, in which we have 15 marks of general aptitude and we have 85 marks for our architectural subject. Now, in general aptitude, you have total of 10 questions. So 5 1 markers and 5 2 marker questions. So 5 plus 10, 15 marks in total for aptitude. Coming to architecture and planning part. So we have a common section A. So this common section is compulsory. This comprises of total of 60 marks. So you have 39 questions, 18 one markers and 21 two markers. Total adds to 60 marks and this is compulsory. And you have section B. Now section B has two options, that is B1 architecture and B2 planning. So out of these, either architecture or planning, you can choose one. Okay. And here this comprises of 25 marks in total. You have 16 questions of 25 marks. So 7 one marker questions and 9 two marker questions. Now in this, here again for B1 or B2, to see you are allowed to see the questions of both B1 and B2 and then choose which one do you want to appear for. Okay. So you get to see both the questions and you have to choose only one of them. Now, another important question or important query that a lot of students have is that, ma'am, I want to pursue urban planning. Like, let's take Diksha's example. She's written she wants to pursue urban planning, masters in urban planning. So, again, suppose if Diksha wants to go ahead with urban planning, she can still appear for paper B1 of architecture, get a good score, and go ahead and take admission for masters in planning. So there is no rule, no compulsion of any sort that you have to give planning paper only if you want to pursue masters in planning. There is nothing of that sort. Yes. So now coming to the exam syllabus. Okay. Now this year the exam syllabus has changed a bit. We are going to understand also what has changed, etc. But before that, let's take a brief look at it. Now in terms of your aptitude, general aptitude, okay, it is divided into four categories, four parts. That is verbal, quantitative, spatial, and analytical aptitude. So under verbal aptitude, your basic English grammar, vocabulary would be tested. In terms of quantitative aptitude, data interpretation, numerical, like again, questions like, speed, distance, time, or percentage ratios. So what we've studied till 10th standard in school, those kind of numericals you can expect in quantitative aptitude. In terms of analytical aptitude, again, analogy, reasoning, okay? If A is B sister, then the family relationship questions that usually you see in aptitude, those kinds would be under your analytical aptitude or your directions, right? And you have spatial aptitude. So, shapes, etc. These are given, and there is another option. Let's say, okay, which of the following fits the option, or which is the missing part out of the four options? Those kind of questions you will see in spatial aptitude. Then coming to common part A. Here in common part, you have design and graphics, plus you have environmental planning and landscape, urban design and conservation, town planning, housing, and real estate development. So these four sections, four parts are there in common section A. In terms of architecture, that is part B1, you have history of architecture, climatology, building construction, structures, building services, computer applications, project management, and professional practice in your architecture part B1. In part B2, you have planning history, planning policies, practices, infrastructure services. Again, this is more of your city level services, okay, or urban level services. Land use, transportation, GIS, remote sensing, geoinformatics, and project implementation and municipal financing.